Well, for the time being, we were pleased to see that the army has taken over. But unfortunately, this is a step that comes 4 days late, because by the time the political decision has been taken, 80 people were injured and 10 people were dead. And unfortunately, I think that as long as there's no real political decision that is taken on the level of the government to guarantee that there is a political solution, and that even the military intervention has to be transparent and has to be agreed by everyone, I don't see a long-term solution, unfortunately, in Tripoli. So I think that the government now has to be very clear on what steps should be taken. And if it is dissociating from what is happening in Syria, we all agree on dissociating with what's happening in Syria. But this has to be a balanced decision, meaning that those who support the regime as well as those who support the people in Syria have to agree on not choosing Lebanon as a platform to support whoever in Syria. But this is a decision that should be taken clearly on closing the borders on both sides. And I think that there's also a problem that needs to be fixed. And here we're talking about problems that haven't been fixed for over the last 5 years, mentioning the Islamists that have been arrested 5 years ago and still not judged, under the excuse of needing to build a tribunal for them. While I think it is very simple to rent one of those big structures in Beirut and judge them and finish with this issue. As for Shadi Mawlawi, Shadi Mawlawi also is being tagged of being someone who has helped the Syrian opposition. Well, I think that once again, if the political decision is to arrest those who sympathize with the Syrian opposition and to support those who are sympathizing and also supporting the Syrian regime, this is something that would create a problem in Lebanon.
Well, we're looking at lack of freedom of expression then, and freedom of choice and freedom of thinking, which supposedly Lebanon does advocate being a democracy. Am I right?
Absolutely. And Lebanon also should not be a platform of confrontation for what's happening in Syria.